Man, I was just thinking about spirituality and these living in this multiverse. And I call it a multiverse because if somebody told you about life and religion and all this stuff and you realize it all was a lie, how would you feel about that? Like, this whole thing that we, take as the major up to existence. Like, have you told a Catholic, a Christian, a Baptist that his religion is false? How would he feel about that? If you told a Muslim his religion was false, how would he feel about that? None of us could accept that we've been praying and we've been doing these things to an entity or something that man made. We couldn't accept it, right? So I think God is more than what we give God credit for. God is deeper, and it goes deeper than us. Now, you might think I'm crazy. Or you might say, man, that dude lost his mind. But if you think about this, in the multiverse, which we live in a multiverse, that's what scientists are trying to prove now, that each existence overlaps the next. That's where you get deja vu from. It's not that this has happened. No, this is happening or this has happened. But each of us play a part in this multiverse, meaning we don't die. We just go on to our next existence. And I'm telling you, that's why you be like, oh man, this already happened. No, you're connected to your other existence. And each existence needs the person. Each person plays a part in his existence. That's like Bill got shot. And I'm just going to say that like that. But Bill might not get shot if Joe don't put bullets in the gun, or if Joe chooses a different direction. In the next life, he don't get shot. Every life coincides with another. So that's like, let me tell you a story. One time I was a maintenance man, and I was in an apartment building and I was working. And I was working with an older gentleman. He was a maintenance man. And we were buffing the floors. In his apartment building, the walls were white. I'm in the lobby, we buffing the floors, and it's big, like, spots on the walls where you could put pictures, right? Huge spots. And I look up, and it came to me right there while I was standing right there, like, dude, this happened before. But on that wall, it was a ballerina painted. On that wall, it was a basketball player painted. On the wall over there, it was something else painted, right? It came to me. So I said to the old dude, you know what I'm saying, the older gentleman, I said, look, was it a basketball player right here? Ballerina right here? And I think it was a hockey player. Yeah, a hockey player over here. He was like, yeah, but how would you know that? We painted over that years ago. And it came to me like, whoa, deja vu happens to me all the time. And I'm thinking, oh man, this has happened before. I'm living again. No, I have lived in this, connected to my other self. So each time we die, we just go on to our next self based on the decisions we make and what other people make. That drunk driver didn't have to get in that car. If he chooses to stay or somebody takes his keys, you don't die. So you move on. You move on and continue to live until somebody makes that decision or you make a decision that changes your existence. You decide not to eat that which chokes you and you pass away, but you don't die. You go into your next existence. Why? Because energy cannot be it cannot be destroyed and it cannot be created, meaning it's already done. Once God has took that from your hand, from his hand, and made you, that's it. It's no more. It's not God not coming back to make no more people. The people who are here are made already. You understand that? That means when you die, you're going on to another existence. Your multiverses fold on top of each other. They fold into each other. So heaven is all that's around you now. Your next world will be another life. It'll be another heaven. That's just saying strive for your best in this life. Because the next one, you'll get another shot at something different based on the people around you making decisions. Meaning, You are so minute in this world, meaning you are worse than you thought. You thought you was an ant. You ain't even an ant, baby. You are an atom. Neutrons. We're the smallest particles known to man. Why? Because each one of our lives intertwine. Now, it's important, though. It's important of this makeup. It's very important. You are very small and tiny, meaning you are very tiny. So stop taking everything so seriously. Stop saying, oh my God, this is the only existence I have. Stop hating your next man because he's coming up. That's what's supposed to happen. We all intertwine together as one unit that makes up the world. You know what I'm saying? It makes up the world. Not just some, oh man, this and that is happening and I can't control it. You can control it. The mind. Speak it and therefore it will happen. If that's what you want, go get it. Stop saying I can't and you can. No matter what your existence is, because in the next life you got parents. You got a mother and a father. This life you didn't have that. The next one you do. The next one you do, but it's based on the decisions that the people make that overlap. So in another life right now, in the multiverse, you exist with parents. You exist with a mother and a father who ain't on drugs. You exist with people who love you. What you have to do is draw from yourself, open your mind up and draw from your person that's living already in that multiverse, because we are connected to them. If you feel like you're evil in this life, meditate. Draw from the mind of the person in your multiverse. It's one of you that exists right now that is not evil. He is not. And that person, his energy comes to you positively. See, it's another one of me that's living. He's negative. If he reaches out to me right now through the multiverse, through my mind, we are connected. He will grab my positive energy. That means if you want to be positive, you can be positive, because another positive person like you lives in the multiverse, man. Trust me. Now, I thought of this. It might come out a little different than when I thought of it. And that's only to say, scientifically, if you go right now, they're researching what I'm telling you right now. They're looking at multiple universes that exist at the same time. Vortex that's existing right now as I speak. I am speaking another way. I'm not even caring right now. It's another me somewhere that don't even care what I'm talking about right now. Why? Because he is living a different life. You know what I'm saying? We take our lives too seriously in this life and we forget to help other people. You take your Mercedes Benzes and your BMWs and your Bentleys and all that shit. You take it too seriously. It's good to have. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather drive that shit than drive a Camry, but that's me in this life. The next life, I might be the guy who say, man, I'd rather drive a Camry than drive a Benz. You know what I'm saying? Stop looking at people and saying, oh, because you think like that, you ain't gonna have nothing. How do you know that? He's connected to his next life who's already past that point, that he's done had all that, and he realizes, so he shoots that back. Listen to what I'm saying. He shoots that back to him. And now he feel like, I don't need that. Why? Because you already had it. You already understand it. You're already there. Growth and spirituality are one. It's all in one, man. If you watch plants grow and you watch them die and you watch them come back year after year, it's not always the same ones. It's not always the same ones. The seed is planted, the bulb is planted, but you got to plant and you cut it down, right? It dies. It grows back, but it's different. It don't grow back the same. The leaf that was there is shaped different. It's a different plant grown from the same spirit. It's grown from the same orb. It's grown from the same life. You got to understand that. We will come back. You do not die. Why? Because energy cannot be created or destroyed. We are energy. Look it up if you think I'm crazy. It's all here. It's all in text. It's all scientific. God is bigger than us. God has universes. Universes. This multiverse flows on top of another one. See, y'all make God so small. Oh, I can just touch him. Where is he? That's why you have people who don't believe, because they don't understand. There is a God, but he's bigger than anything you can imagine. Anything. He's created worlds, not just one. He's created multiverses. This one world can exist 1,000 times, overlapped and overlapped and overlapped of itself. So you're looking at God and saying, well, God wrote this book, and this book says that I'm supposed to. You believe that? Someone as big as that. He's wrote multiple books, folded them in. He's wrote your life. Your life is a book, and it's folded on top of another book. That's folded on top of another book. That's folded on top of another book. That's folded on top of another book. So much that he had to give you a manual to help you navigate this life. Just manuals. It's just manuals. There's a whole lot of manuals out here. You can take this right here as a manual. You know what I'm saying? When I'm dead and gone in years to come, you can take what I'm saying right now in this video and say, it's a manual to understanding when you're not understood. You understand? It's like, all right, I got stories in my life that's flipped. In another life, they'll be flipped. They'll be different. But they'll add up at the end when the worlds end. And the worlds may never end because they keep overlapping and keep going and going and going. The energy keeps going. You say, I'm tired. You over 1,000 years old. Your soul don't die. You think people are born? Okay, he lived 5 years. Really? So the infinite wisdom of God made something and it only lived 5 years. You got grass that lived longer than that. So you think the most complex thing he made on the planet is only going to live 5 years. And then it's going to return and it's going to become ash and dust again. It's beautiful, right? But it's bullshit. That's a soul, baby. That's moving on to its next existence. Because it can't be created or destroyed again. It's done. Once he created it the first time, that's it. It doesn't happen. So the science that men give you it has a place. It has a place that explains how I got this, how I evolved into certain things. It does have a place. You can put them both together in the multiverse, and you still have God. It doesn't matter. But you got to understand how this thing works. And I'm just giving you my hypothesis of how it works based on what I see around me. It might be wrong, but you got to admit. Have you ever experienced deja vu? You say a dream. It ain't no dream, baby. It's what's happened. It's reality. So if you want to believe what you want to believe it. I ain't here to try to turn you from believing, but I'm just here to spark something in your psyche, in your mindset, to go off and research. Because you go to church every Sunday or every Saturday to get the word, but guess what the word is? The word is not what y'all think the word. The word is for you to think about, spark your interest, research, find out who you are, find out where you're going, find out what you want, not what I want. That's what God wants for you. He wants you to find out who you are and what you need in your life to make to make heaven, because your next existence, you're going to go right back through this all over again. So you need to find heaven now while you're here. And you need to draw, some people say ancestors. No, draw on the person who was before you, which was you. That's the trick. It was you. Ask yourself, meditate, close off the world, think, reach out to that spiritual plane where you are right now. And it's just another multiverse. What we call a spiritual plane is just another multiverse of where we are now. It's just a different multiverse. Reach out to that multiverse and find out what you're supposed to be doing. And which one of you is happiest. Because you can find them. Just think positively. The one that's most positive will reach back to you. Why? Because he's already waiting for you. His mind is already connected, and it's like an antenna. It's transmitting. It's trying to find you. It's trying to find the other you. See, the being that is God created that. He created that. We don't use all of our brain. Why? Because we don't know how. We so stuck on this life right here looking at, oh man, I gotta go get me the new Benz, or I gotta get the big house so I can compete with Sally down the street. Or I gotta do this for Bob, who used to go to school with me. I gotta do this to show these girls that I'm bad, or these guys that I'm bad. You are beyond all of that. Like, you are so beyond that. But you gotta connect to you. Peace.